Hi, you guys, and welcome back to another episode here. And I'm April Beach, the host here at the Sweet Life Entrepreneur and Business Podcast, founder and CEO of the Sweet Life Company. And I'm so glad that you have joined us for this episode. We talk a lot about offer engineering here on this podcast because of a couple of different reasons. First of all, your offer is the most important part of your business. All of the most amazing marketing and branding in the world can't save a business whose actual product is lacking. And so your offer is engineered out of your genius, and we want your offer to scale and reach millions of people and millions of dollars. And so you'll find here on the show that that's a lot about what we talk about. So if that's what you're looking for, then this podcast is a good place for you to be. In addition to all the other amazing outside experts we bring in for you. We have just wrapped up a whole series with a bunch of incredible experts, everything from AI to marketing. And now we're diving into a conversation, just a little intimate fireside chat between just me and you. If you aren't watching us now, this is on YouTube as well. So you can listen to us on all of your favorite podcast listening apps or cruise over to YouTube and we can hang out together and you can see me here and going over all my show notes I have for you. I'm really excited to dive in with you today. This show is brought to you by Offer Engineer. The Offer Engineer is a masterclass workshop that we host here at the Sweet Life Company that helps those of you who are established subject matter experts, coaches and consultants, speakers and authors to level up your offers and get them to the next level. It's a very powerful workshop. You can find information on that by visiting theofferengineer.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into what we are talking about today. Today, we are actually unpacking a framework that we teach here at the Sweet Life Company. This is proprietary to us, but I wanted to share it here with you on the show. I share a lot of our frameworks here publicly on the podcast, and we're talking about the 6 components of building a strong, scalable program. Now, this could be a coaching program, a consulting program. It could be a technical program where you're teaching or guiding somebody else through this. What's beautiful about what we're going to talk about today is it actually applies to any type of business model that you are building. And what I have found over the years, I've been consulting experts to extract their genius and engineer their leading programs for 27 years, you guys. I know it seems like a really, really long time. 17 years specifically with online business experts. And what I've found in helping to build the frameworks behind so many programs is there are 6 components that every single program needs to have. And that's what we're talking about here on the show today. I'm going to give you all 6, and I'm going to help you go through the process of actually unpacking these and considering these for one or possibly even many of your programs and offers. So we're diving into how strong is your coaching program or your consulting program or offer. And we're going to dive into all 6 of these components. At the end of this show, you are going to know what all 6 of these components are. And so you're very mindful about this and how to apply it to your business. You're also going to have a very quick view of how well you are doing and fulfilling each one of these components in any of your offers. So this is going to give you a very fast snapshot so you can take it away and run with it of what part of your offer you may need to level up or upgrade. And you're going to know how to optimize your program fast. This offer engineering, you can use it to either build a program from scratch, but I find this audit is truly best for those of you who've been doing what you've been doing for a while. We want to take another second glance at it and make sure that it's optimized. And so all of the show notes, everything that we're talking about can be found by visiting sweetlifepodcast.com/283. This is episode number 283. And I have a tool for you today. So grab this tool. Everything we're talking about, I have a complete offer audit worksheet for you to go along with this episode. We'll make sure that the link to that offer audit worksheet, you can download it just by going over to the show notes again at sweetlifepodcast.com/283. And it's our offer audit worksheet, and everything we're talking about, I actually go into more detail for you and help you actually audit your own offers based on these components. So if that is what you're ready for, if that sounds like what you signed up for, then let's go ahead and dive in. So let's talk about this first. How strong is your coaching offer? How strong actually is your product? You know, one of the things that you guys might not know is that I own multiple companies and my husband owns multiple companies. And in the companies that he collectively, there are 5 businesses between the two of us right now. And some of the companies that he owns are physical product companies. And the difference is, in a physical product company, the very first thing we build is the actual product, right? If you don't have a product, you don't have a business. But what's different about online business, because there's so many shiny marketing funnels and all these things you can do and reels, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The difference is that you actually do see businesses build on online business that might have a terrible product. It doesn't hinge on the product, whereas physical product businesses or software businesses, everything hinges on how well we've engineered the actual product. Online business, coaching and consulting comes out of your expertise. So if your expertise is not engineered correctly, if your program isn't structured correctly to give people guaranteed results, you can still come across businesses who failed at that. Their business may look amazing. They may have bought followers or whatever that is, and their product actually sucks. And so we're on a mission here to make sure every true expert's program is engineered correctly. So why is this important to do? So doing a program audit is important because we need to identify areas of improvement, right? We want to continually optimize your program. We want to continually make sure that you are always ahead of the game, ahead of your competition. Another reason is to make sure that your clients are really satisfied. And I always love to go above and beyond that. We want to say that we want your clients transformed. Nobody needs more content. They just need a transformation, and they are hiring us to deliver that transformation. And then the third reason why we want to make sure that we're doing an audit is to make sure that you also are still happy with the program that you're delivering. Your happiness as a leader can't be underestimated. I want to make sure that you love what you're doing. And sometimes when we stop and we look at what we've been doing, maybe for so long, we realize, hey, you know, that isn't the way I want to live my life or flow through my cadence of my workday. And so it's important that you give yourself an opportunity to stop and do an offer audit for all of those reasons. It's not just about money. It's not just about clients being satisfied, but it's also about you being happy. I'm a really big advocate for that. As you probably know, as you've probably been listening to this show for years. And so what happens if we don't do this, okay? What happens if we don't stop and do an offer audit? You're going to find some stagnation in, I can't even say that, stagnation in your program. You are going to find that, you know, it's just kind of getting dull or boring, or maybe you're getting bored with it. That's what's going to happen if we don't stop and do that. Also, if we don't stop and audit the systems and operations of your offer every once in a while, it could become very inefficient. So some of the things that you built in the beginning of delivering your program and your offer probably worked great then, but now are there different tools and software and technology that we can actually upgrade that particular offer to actually save you time and money? And then last but not least is if you don't take a pause to audit your offer, and we're going to talk about the 6 components of offers and how to do that here in a sec, then what's going to happen is your competition is going to surge above you, because especially the competition that you need to really pay attention to, the true business builders, they stop and they do this. And so I want to make sure that everybody is stopping and doing this, and that my responsibility here, you know, on the show is I always want to just pour into you and keep you the tip of the sword in your niche. And so that's why we're talking about this today. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into what are actually the 6 pillars of a strong, scalable coaching program. So these are not in any particular order. And again, as I said, it doesn't actually matter what type of program you have. These pillars can apply to a mastermind. They can apply to a VIP day. They can apply to an MRR. They can apply to a course or a membership. They can apply to your content licensed program or your certification program. It doesn't matter what type of program you're building. That's really important to understand. And because when we look at true program success, it needs to have all these 6 components. Okay, so that's rule number 1. However, The reason why, as I go through these, they aren't in any particular order is because your program is beautifully different than mine. Everybody's program is, and frankly should be, engineered uniquely and differently. And so what may be a really important component or a pillar of my program just might not actually be so important to you. So that's why there is no hierarchy in each one of these pillars, except for here is rule number one. The very first pillar I'm going to share with you is the most important. And then they can come in any order you want. Without this first pillar built strongly in your program, you have no program. So let's go ahead and dive into that first. The very first component or pillar of a strong, scalable coaching program is your intellectual property. It's your assets. It's your genius. It's the most important part of everything that you're building around there. It's your method. It's your framework, your method or your process of getting people results, your framework of getting people results. It's your genius curriculum. And when that is curated correctly, when it's extracted out of your brain and built into a framework, our framework we teach is called Transformational Program Design. It works with any program out there, and it's guaranteed to organize your thoughts and expertise into a transformational program. But for you, by the way, you can tap into that. You know where to find us if you want to tap into that. For right now, for the purpose of this podcast, I want you to know that pillar number one is your IP and assets. And so I want you to take a pause for a second here as I'm speaking through this and ask yourself, this is where the auditing comes in. And again, grab our worksheet to do a full audit, which is super fun. But just ask yourself and pause for a second, how well do you think that you've done extracting and engineering your own genius? How clear are your own thoughts about the expertise you're teaching, the flow in which you're teaching? Is your transformation guaranteed not only in the whole program, but in each one of the benchmarks? And so give yourself a little grade there. Say, hey, listen, you can do like a red, green, or yellow. Sometimes we do that grading system when we're doing this in a live. We host this fun event called Offer Audit Live. You guys should definitely join in on that sometime. It's totally free to join in on. But I ask people, hey, listen, give yourself like a signal. Give yourself a red, green, or yellow on how well you have done engineering your IP and your assets. And so give yourself a red, green, or a yellow on that right now. Or if you haven't even started, if you're listening to this and you're considering building a new offer, then that's where you want to start. Pillar number two is your model. Okay, so let's talk about what a business model is. People get confused all the time. A business model is how you work with your clients and how you actually deliver your services. So this is the who, what, when, where, why, and how of your offer. All right. So is it a course? Is it a hybrid program? Is it a mastermind? Is it an MRR, which is a monthly recurring revenue program, but it's different than a membership? Is it a content or a course we're packaging up for licensing? How well is this model crafted and how well is it working for both you and your clients? That is the second component. I want you to give yourself a second here and give yourself just a brief pause and say, hey, you know what? Is that a red? Like, do I really need to take a look at this? Is it a yellow? It's okay. Or is it a green? Hey, we've nailed this. Pillar or component number three are your client systems. So client systems these are the things, you guys, that your clients rave about. These are the things they actually tell their friends about. It's how they felt when they were part of your ecosystem, when they were part of your program. It's the things that you did to keep them moving forward. It might be a gift in the mail or a handwritten card or, sending them something they didn't expect. What as far as client experience systems have you done to engineer into this offer? And that is component number three of a strong program. You need to have client experience systems built into your program in relation to whatever it is your program does, right? As it applies to what you do. How well have you done with that? Or is that an area you want to improve on? Component number four are your operational systems. These are all the things behind the scenes, right? How does your program run like clockwork? This is scheduling. These are the systems to actually make sure that your team is tracking everybody and where they are. This is everything that actually makes the program become effective. How well have you done engineering your operational systems? How well is your team, if you're working with a team, executing things that need to be done within your offer? Red, green, or yellow there. Just kind of give yourself a little rating. The fifth pillar is money. The fifth pillar is, are you reaching your financial benchmarks? Are you hitting your profit benchmarks for this program? That's one area that fits under the component of money, but there's so much more than that. In addition to just understanding and judging about how well you've done there, I want you to think about, what about, how's your pricing? How is your pricing actually structured? Are you taking into consideration a guaranteed ROI for the investment? How well have you priced your program? There's so much out there. You hear me talking about it all the time, and you know, it might seem like I'm bashing it, but I'm a realist and I'm a business strategist, and I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. So when I see programs out there that are saying, oh, just charge more, charge more, charge more, and just add on all these things that might be frivolous, that's not how we build high ticket. That's unethical. How we build high ticket is building ROI and assets into the program that do equal the value. So, I mean, I have some pretty dang high ticket programs, right? But they weren't pulled out of blue sky like little unicorns off of clouds to just come up with a number I wanted to come up with. So how well have you done pulling your assets together and actually evaluating the value of your program? And then pillar number 6 are your sales, okay? So this is a little bit different than money. This is your actual sales pipeline and how people come into the journey with you. How well have you done engineering the journey into working with you? Are you using sales calls? Are you using webinars? Are you using sell by chat? Are you using referrals or affiliates? Are you out there networking, right? And shaking hands and kissing babies, and all of your clients come to you through networking and referrals? I will say, I love networking and referrals. It's one of the primary ways that we actually here at the Sweet Life Company receive our clients as well too. I was just hosting an office hours for our clients and wave makers, and I had 3 different clients come in there last week and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe the number of referrals from partners that have come, clients of referrals from partners that have come our way. And they were so ecstatic. But the reason for that is because they had engineered this sales process really, really well. So it made it easy for people to refer clients to them. So how well have you done that in your business? How well in this particular offer? How well is that sales journey pipeline engineered into your offer? And how well have you done laying out the prerequisites of the benchmarks of where people are in order to make sure that they're in the right place to work with you? So in summary, let me go back and recap the 6 pillars of a strong, scalable coaching program. First one is your IP. You're a genius. We have nothing without it. And then the other ones, you can dance through them with strength according to your program. Number 2 is your model. How well is the model engineered? Do you need to upgrade your model? Maybe it's been a course forever and you want to move into licensing your course to other companies. And so if you're thinking about moving your program from a course to licensing, go over to sweetlifeco.com and we have a million resources for you in that. The third component are your client systems. The fourth component are your operational systems. The fifth is money. And the 6th is your sales pipeline. And so as an expert, I wanted to record this show for you. It's something we do internally with our clients. I've been hosting these Offer Audit Lives, which are so much fun. We have given you this entire coaching offer components worksheet for you. Again, cruise over to the show notes. This is episode number 283, and you can download the Offer Audit worksheet. But you're an expert. You're here because you understand that the success of your business hinges on your ability to deliver and implement a program that has incredible results. And so because you've identified that, that's why you're here. And that is what I'm here to help you with as an offer engineer and a helper of experts like you. That's why I wanted to record this show for you guys. So now each of these categories, again, is going to be measured differently based on where you are in what you're building in your business. But every single component has to be represented in every single offer. It doesn't matter even if it's a free offer and that dollar amount is 0. Every single one of these components is represented in every single offer. So that is how we conduct an offer audit. And those are the 6 components of a strong, scalable coaching program, consulting, training program, expert program. whatever area of expertise you fall into. So again, all of the show notes are found at sweetlifepodcast.com and the download for this particular worksheet. And you can go ahead and grab the bonuses and all the show notes from there. All right, you guys, if you love this episode, we would love for you to up arrow and share it. It would mean a lot to us. I refuse advertisers, and I have for 6 years on this show, because I just want to make sure you're getting 100% value. And so we really appreciate you sharing this show. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you guys on the next episode.